technical difficulties. We joined the game with 4:02 left in the first quarter. Finneytown Wildcats leading the Indian Hill Braves by a score of 12-7. Fast-paced first quarter of action. Joey Fiore has the ball at the top of the front court for the Braves. Ball being rolled around and picked up by Medford the other way for the Wildcats. Medford falls away from the short corner, knocks it down. And we've got a timeout called by the Braves. Not a good start for Indian Hill. Coach Moss pulled his 5 starters just 4 minutes into the quarter. Went with 5 backups, hoping that would bring some life to the Braves, as the Wildcats from Finneytown have come right at Indian Hill in this early going. Both teams playing some man-to-man defense. Pressure on both sides. Half-court pressure. It'll be important tonight that Indian Hill contains the penetration by Finneytown. Finneytown's the quicker team, and when the Braves give up penetration, their big guys tend to leave their inside spots, giving up some offensive rebounds, and rebounding has been a concern with this Brave team early in the season. If they can keep the ball on the perimeter, keep the big guys at home, that defense should shore up. But the Braves are 3-1 in CHL play. They could make a big stride with the win tonight. Bonekemper inbounds it to Rixey. Back to Bonekemper. Full court pressure now by Finneytown. Bonekemper across the timeline. Screen from Nwamu. Bonekemper still with the ball. Dishes it, loose ball. Nwamu picks it up, puts it up, no good. Rebound goes to Finneytown. Jabari Wright has it quickly to Canada, who comes the other way. This is Dawson. Back to Canada. Top of the circle, being guarded by Nwamu. Dawson looks to drive. Nice defense by Nwamu. Cut off those driving lanes. Medford follow-away 3 is no good. Ball batted around, and Indian Hill comes up with it. It's on Nwamu. Ahead to Joey Fiore, lays it up and in. 14-9 at the 3-minute mark in the first quarter. Braves come out in his own. Nwamu with the point, a 1-2-2. Ball in the corner. Dump inside, nice play by Matt Griggs. Getting his hand on the ball, knocking it out of bounds. This is the first we've seen some zone tonight by the Braves. Ted Balzer checks in for Quint Rixey. Ted started the game. Kramer Hendricks not available tonight. Quick inbounds play. Vaughn Weiss, the 6'4" forward. Junior puts it in. Leads back up to 7 as Griggs brings it up. Being defended by Leary. Fiore to Bonekemper. Fiore underneath. Ball gets blocked. Perkins picks it up quickly down the floor. This is Dawson, drives, dishes it off. Jabari Wright puts it in. Finneytown is off to a quick start, 18-9 now. Nwamu at the top. To Griggs. Braves good ball movement. They need to be patient. And they need to do a good job moving away from the ball. Or moving off of the ball. Shot by Fiore is no good. Finneytown with the rebound. Leary with it. Stolen by Fiore. Joey all the way, lays it up and in. Nice defensive play, Joey Fiore. Cuts the lead to 7, 18-11. Leary quickly back the other way. And the Braves are in, stay in that zone. Kind of a 1-2-2. Nwamu with the top. Weiss has it on the wing, back up top to Leary. Finneytown just taking their time, being patient. They're going to call a timeout and talk about this defense, make some adjustments. We'll see if Indian Hill stays with it or changes back to man-to-man, but it's definitely confused Finneytown in the early going, although they do have a 7-point lead. Big game for both teams tonight. Although Indian Hill's off to a great start in the CHL, they've let a few get away early on in the non-league schedule, and with a long Christmas break, I'm sure they're hoping they were able to work some of the kinks out. Finneytown is off to an up-and-down start, and I'm sure Coach Miner is hoping that a win tonight will help propel this team into a strong league schedule. Finneytown inbounds the ball on the side. This is Steve Tyndall with it. He's just checked in to Dawson. Back to Leary. Braves back into a man-to-man. Leary has it. Being pressured by Matt Griggs. Nice job by Matt. We've seen a lot of time at point guard tonight. Ball goes inside to Dawson, who lays it up and in. Griggs brings it up now, just half-court pressure. As I was trying to say earlier, it's important that the Braves do a good job moving without the basketball. Finneytown will try to take away those passing lanes. Nwamu with a nice little 10-footer. And inside the 1-minute mark in the first quarter, Braves cut the lead to 7. Leary with it, being guarded by Griggs. Still has it. Good pressure defense by Matt. Leary now takes it baseline. Finds Dawson, who draws the foul on the floor. It looks like the Braves had him where they wanted him and bailed them out with the foul. That's the third team foul on Indian Hill. Finneytown will be inbounding the ball underneath. Nice lob play. All for naught, but they get their own rebound. No good. And Bonekemper with the rebound, and Griggs brings it back the other way. 23 seconds left. Nwamu drives the lane, puts it up, and it just rolls out, but he draws the foul. Ani Nwamu with some good minutes here in the first quarter. Coach Moss making a statement early, sending his 5 starters to the bench in this first quarter. Fiore, Griggs, Nwamu have all had good minutes. Ani makes the first free throw. He'll get another. 20-14, we have 20 seconds left to play in this first quarter. Indian Hill hosting Finneytown. Second shot is up and in by Ani Nwamu. Lead is down to 5. Let's see if Finneytown goes for one shot. Leary has it across the timeline. Indian Hill back into their zone. Leary has it. 10 seconds to play. Gets it to Tyndall, back to Leary. 5 seconds. They're going to have to do something with it. Leary now fires from 3. No good, and that's the end of the quarter. Nice little defensive stand by the Braves. And after 1 quarter of play, it's the Wildcats of Finneytown 20, the Indian Hill Braves 15. Coverage of tonight's game on Warner Cable Access Television is a presentation of the Indian Hill Television Network, also known as IHTN. IHTN provides the community with educational and school-focused programming through the facilities of the ICRC, which is a part of Time Warner. Well, we saw an action-packed first quarter. A lot of offense from both sides. The Braves mixing up their defense, and that zone stymied the offense. It seemed to slow down that Finneytown offense. Coach Miner has played a number of players. Actually, both coaches have played a number of players in just this first quarter. But it looks like Finneytown is willing to go deep into their bench, as are the Braves. It should make for an interesting matchup. The Braves may have a slight height advantage, although the quickness and athleticism certainly goes to Finneytown. Nick Ambrose checks back in along with Sean Madden, Joe Reneker, Quentin Rixey, and Taylor Resk. For the Braves, Finneytown will inbound. This is Alex Canada, the senior forward. Gets it to right. Braves back in a man-to-man. They've been switching defenses throughout this game. There's a three-point attempt. Way outside by Dawson. I'm sure the Braves would be happy to see Dawson settle for those three-point shots. Madden came down with a loose ball, but ended up out of bounds, so Finneytown will reclaim the basketball. Leading by 5. This is Dawson out to Medford. Medford looks inside the Weiss, and Weiss walks. Nice bit of defense there on the post by the Braves. And we'll see some full court pressure now by Finneytown. Reyes will inbound the ball. Gets it to Ambrose. The Braves clear the 4. Here comes Ambrose across the timeline, being guarded closely by Dawson. Cuts through, ball to Reneker in the corner, back to Reyes. Ball knocked away, stolen. Reyes made a pass that time, and the Finneytown player stepped right into that passing lane, made the play. Here's a three-point attempt that is good. Alex Canada drops down 3, extends the lead. Check that, 2-point shot. 7-point lead now. And Finneytown comes back with some pressure. Ball's on the floor. Finneytown comes up with it, throws it away. Reyes makes the steal. Taylor comes the other way, being guarded by Medford. Taylor looks baseline. Stop, pulls it out. Nice ball movement. Braves swing the ball around the floor. Back up top to Reyes. Wide open for a 3, and Taylor knocks it down. Good ball movement by the Rays. Cut the lead to 4. Finneytown quickly up the floor. Braves still in their man-to-man. This is Wright, drops it down low, back outside, inside out. This is Medford for 3, no good. And Rixey comes up with the loose ball for the Braves. Reneker now across the timeline. Madden, the senior forward. To another senior, Nick Ambrose, and Nick slid the pivot foot. Second time Nick's been called for a walk in the first half. Ball goes back to Finneytown. The Braves need to stop contain the penetration. They've done a pretty good job of that early on, and if they're able to do that, that'll help their rebounding, and that's been another concern of this defense, is getting the rebounds, keeping the other team off the boards. They've done a pretty good job of that. A much improved rebounding defense than what we've seen or what we saw before the winter break. And that's crucial in a game like this. Finneytown is quick to the rim. There's a whistle and a walk called on Weiss.
Returning to the game for the Braves, number 33, Ted Bolzer.
I know the Braves are down 4, but Coach Moss has to be somewhat satisfied. They've weathered the storm. They're just within 4, have not played all that well. Finneytown now in a little zone of their own. Kind of a 2-3. Madden looks at 3, dumps it to the high post. Reyes gets it knocked away, and Leary has it for Finneytown. Kicks it out to Weiss, looks for 3. Changes his mind, takes it to paint, fade away, drops it in off the glass. Von Weiss, the 6'4" forward, junior, puts the lead back up at 6. The Braves working the ball around against the zone. Ambrose has it in the corner. Madden to Reneker. Joe Reneker left open for 3, and he knocks it down. The Braves have answered. Finneytown showing some zone. Indian Hill promptly steps up and knocks down a couple of threes, and the lead is cut to 3 with 4:56 left to play in the first half. Leary takes 3 of his own and drops it in. Marcus Leary. His first 3 points of the night, and it's 27-21 now, Finneytown. Madden now has it on the wing. Risk in the corner. Drops it inside. Nice cut by Reneker. Misses the easy shot. Balzer with the rebound. No good. Ball on the floor. Reneker picks it up. Now it's Ambrose to Risk. Ball knocked away. Nice play by Tyndall. Comes the other way with it. Ambrose stops that penetration. Leary stops, pops, drops it in. It's a little 4-point turnaround, and now it's back up to an 8-point lead for Finneytown. 4 minutes to play in the half. Ball goes to Reneker from 3, and it's no good, and Balzer gets his hands on the rebound, can't pull it down, and Leary comes up with it. Looks to drive, little hesitation, kicks it back out to Medford. From the baseline, rolls in. 2-point shot. Dan Medford, the senior guard, extends the lead to 10. Finneytown back into a man-to-man. Balzer from 3. No good. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it's off Indian Hill. Quick shot that time by the Braves. You'd like to see them work the ball a little bit more against this man-to-man offense or man-to-man defense. I don't know that we'll see much more of that zone from Finneytown. The Braves are a good perimeter shooting team, and Their eyes lit up when they saw that zone. The Braves come back with some pressure, a little 2-2-1 three-quarter court. Bonekemper into the game with Griggs now in the backcourt. Fiore and Nwamu along with Ted Balzer. Quick lineup for Indian Hill. Finneytown gets it across the timeline. This is Canada, drives, throws it away. Ball goes to Balzer to Bonekemper. Fiore from three, and no good. Jabari Wright with the rebound. And we've got a walking violation. 3:11 left to play, second quarter action. Finneytown 31, Indian Hill 21 is our score. Joe Reneker leaves the game. We've got Balzer inside, along with Ani Nwamu, Fiore, Bonekemper, and Griggs for the Braves. Coach Moss looking for a combination that's going to work. Finneytown back into the zone. Looks like a 1-2-2 zone. Extending it, though. Balzer has the ball in the high post. That's where you want it, but the ball's knocked away. Balzer comes back to it. Bonekemper now looks for three, goes otherwise, takes it to the basket. No good, but he draws the foul. Nice strong take to the hole by Wes Bonekemper. Third team foul.
Fouls on number 42 for Finneytown.
On Finneytown.
That's his second. Wes Bonekemper.
Both teams changing up defenses, both in the half court and the full court. We'll see what the Braves come up with out of these free throws. Wes knocks down the first, cuts the lead to 9. Perkins checks back into the game for Weiss. Second shot by Wes rolls out. Nwamu gets his hands on it. Ball ends up to Finneytown, but Balzer steals it, and Teddy reverse lays up and in. Nice hustle play by Ted Balzer. Ani Nwamu started that by getting his hand on the rebound. Finneytown quickly down the other way, layup, no good, but the ball comes back out to Leary, looks for three. No good, takes it to the rack and draws the foul. That'll be the 15th foul on Indian Hill.
Fouls on number 2, Matt Griggs.
Matt Griggs draws the foul. Finneytown will inbound the ball underneath. Canada will inbound it. 2:28 to play, 31-24. Finneytown over Indian Hill. Ball goes out to Dawson, being guarded by Bonekemper. Big size advantage there for Finneytown. Dawson takes it right to the hole. Nwamu puts him on the floor. Foul on Ani.
Fouls on number 24, Ani Nwamu. That's his first.
And Dawson will go to the line. Good hard foul by Ani Nwamu.
To the line for the Wildcats.
Nothing cheap about that.
Patrick Dawson.
Ani was making a play for the ball, was not going to give up the basket. Instead, Dawson has to earn them from the free throw line. The first shot is good. The Indian Hill Television Network produces coverage of many of the school sporting events, so be sure to catch all the boys and girls action on this community access channel. For playback times in your area, call the ICRC at 772-4272 or visit their website at www.icrctv.com. Both free throws went in. Nwamu with it quickly the other way, and Ani goes strong to the basket and draws the foul.
Fouls on number 24, Sean Perkins. That's his first.
It's been an interesting first half. A lot of developments, a lot of lineup changes, a lot of changing defenses, a lot of guys on the scoreboard, a lot of points scored. One of the things that's come out of this first half has been the surprising play of Ani Nwamu. Ani misses the first free throw. Ani, the senior, didn't start in tonight's game, but he's played a good number of minutes through the first half. He misses both free throws. Balzer with the rebound, but he's called for the push. Ball will go back to Finneytown. It's 33-24. We've got 2:18 left to play in the second quarter. Griggs and Bonekemper check out. Ambrose and Fiore check in for the Braves, along with Reneker, Nwamu, and Balzer. We've got some full court man now for Indian Hill. And Joe Fiore with the reach. That's team foul 7 on the Braves, and that will put Finneytown to the line.
Joe Fiore, that's his first.
Alex Canada the senior, with 4 points tonight, steps to the line. Leary has 5.
Number 30, Alex Canada at the line for the Wildcats.
Sean Perkins with 2. Patrick Dawson with 4. And Jabari Wright with 2 for Finneytown. Second shot is in. The lead's extended to 11 now, 35-24. We've got some full court man pressure now by Finneytown. Fiore brings it up himself. Joe with the right hand, finds Balzer underneath. Nice pass. Teddy can't finish. Ball goes out of bounds, and Indian Hill will retain the basketball. Teddy's going to need to step up tonight. With Kramer Hendricks on the bench, Indian Hill needs an inside presence. And it's time for Teddy, who shoots a three-pointer from the corner and misses. Time for Teddy to make a difference. Nice hustle play. Teddy misses the three-pointer, hustles down the floor, makes a steal on the other end. The ball in turn is taken back by Finneytown, who lays it in. So the lead is now up to 13 inside of 2 minutes. Finneytown up over Indian Hill. We're at 1:40 left to play in the first half. Fiore looks from 3, and Joe buries it. Joey Fiore with 7 points. And Finneytown throws it away, and the ball goes back to Indian Hill. With 1.5 minutes to play, it would be nice to see the Braves come up with a little run to go into the locker room. Medford now checks in for Finneytown. Both teams have played a lot of players through this first half, and both teams are still trying to feel out their lineups. Both coaches not comfortable with a 5, 6, 7-man rotation at this point of the season. Ambrose with it to Nwamu. Nice pass inside to Fiore. Joey throws it away, goes out of bounds, and it'll be Finneytown ball. Nwamu with a nice look inside. Nwamu continues to play well tonight. Ani doing the little things well. Finneytown will get the ball back with a 10-point lead and 1:12 left to play in the half. This is Leary with it, being guarded closely by Fiore. Dawson now reverses the ball. This is Wright with it, out to Medford. Fakes the shot. Passes it inside, stolen away. Nwamu comes up with the ball. Here comes Ani with the right hand all the way, coast to coast. Pulls up with the block, puts it up, no good. But he's called for the walk prior to the shot. And with 52 seconds to play, Finneytown will retain possession. Regain possession, rather, as Medford will inbound the ball. The Braves at a half-court or full-court man-to-man, rather. Leary with the ball. Be guarded closely by Fiore. Joey knocks it away and steals it himself. Joey takes it all the way, lays it up and in. 9 points now for Fiore. Joey's been a real spark off the bench for the Braves. Got that lead down inside of 10 points. 37-28 now. Finneytown leads. We're at 30 seconds to play in the second quarter. Dawson with it at the top. Stolen away by Ambrose. Nick lays it up and in. The Braves have cut it to 6 with 20 seconds to play. Dawson across the timeline, being guarded by Reneker. Dawson still with the basketball. 10 seconds to play. Canada knocks it in from the short corner. 3 seconds to play. 2-1 Fiore from full court, no good. And that's the end of the first half, with Finneytown leading Indian Hill by a score of 39-31. Stay tuned, and we will see you after the break.
Stick around, fans. We will be
bringing you the game right here on the Indian Hill Television Network. Braves trail the Wildcats 39-31. Nick Ambrose has it quickly. Reneker on the wing. Finneytown back to their man-to-man. An eventful first half. Both teams with a lot of players, a lot of points, a lot of action. Ball goes inside. Ted Balzer puts it up and in. That's a big basket. Indian Hill's got to make a little run to start this second half if they want to stay in this game. And Ted Balzer's got to be the guy to get started. Both Ted and Nick Ambrose a little sluggish offensively in that first half. They need to get on track if the Braves are going to win this thing. Braves come out in a zone here on the half court. Dawson gets inside of it and lays it in. Lead goes back to 7. Ambrose, Reneker, Risk, Balzer, and Madden, the same 5 who started the game for Indian Hill. Balzer with it on the high post. Pulls up from the free throw line, comes up a bit short. Ambrose gets his hand on the rebound. Back out to Madden to Ambrose. And Nick puts it up, no good, but the tip by Balzer is in. Ted with 2 quick baskets to start the second half. And that's just what the doctor ordered. Let's see if we can make a defensive stop here as the ball's thrown away. A zone look this time by Indian Hill. Confused Finneytown. And the Braves will get the ball back, trailing by 6. Risk throws it away, and Leary has it. Thought he had Balzer inside. Just a split second late on the pass. Leary now has it. It's a 1-2-2, kind of a point zone. Risk on the top. The zone has given Finneytown some problems tonight. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Matt Velton, the official, tosses the ball in. Dawson will inbound from the sideline. Madden takes it away. Sean lays it up, and it's short. But Resk with the rebound banks it in. Nice hustle by the Braves down the floor, and they cut the lead to 4 as we approach the 6-minute mark. They come back out in this 1-2-2 zone. That is, if nothing else, it slowed Finneytown down. This is Canada with it on the wing. And we've got a timeout by Finneytown. Coach Miner wants to talk about that zone. The Braves needed a good start out of the gate in this third quarter, and they've gotten it. Ted Balzer with a couple quick baskets. A nice little point zone to stymie that Finneytown offense. And the Braves find themselves within 4 at the 6:03 mark of the third quarter. As I mentioned, I think Ted and Nick both need to get off to a good start in this second half. If the Braves are going to win this game and games to follow, these two guys are going to have to be instrumental on both ends of the floor. Nick has had a great season so far. He was a little frustrated early, got yanked, but seems to be ready to go here in the second half. If you're joining us late, Kramer Hendricks and John Von Dalen are both sitting this one out. 2 important inside players for the Braves. That makes Ted Balzer all that much more important. We've also seen some good minutes from Ani Nwamu in the first half. Braves stay in the zone. Finneytown working the ball along the perimeter. Content to keep it outside. This is Leary now. Having trouble with it. Ball knocked away. Leary comes back with the ball. Gets it to Canada, who drives, but he walks. Tried to get inside of the zone, but found 4 white shirts there waiting for him. Picked it up and walked. The Braves can cut this thing down inside of 4. Full court pressure by Finneytown. But Ambrose has it. To Balzer. Teddy lays it up and in. Teddy with 6 quick points in the third quarter. The Braves have cut this thing to 2, 41-39. Finneytown now from 3, no good. Madden with the rebound. Down the floor to Risk. Risk to Reneker. Joe Wisely pulls it out. And the Braves within 2 as we approach the 5-minute mark here in the third quarter. Madden has the ball. Reneker. Joe drives, pulls it back out. Still with the dribble. Throws it away. This is Canada. Lays it up. No good, but he draws the foul. Nice play by Taylor Risk, hustling down the floor and breaking up that easy layup. And Canada will have to earn his points from the free throw line. Canada led the Wildcats with 8 points in the first half. Patrick Dawson with 6, Marcus Leary with 5. The Braves coming out with much more confidence. And deservedly so. They're 3-1 in the CHL. Just a basket or 2 away from 4-0 after letting the Deer Park game slip away. But they can certainly play with anyone and are awaiting the Cowboys of Wyoming, who sit alone atop the CHL. The free throws are good. We've got the ball knocked out of bounds. And Indian Hill will retain possession. Risk will inbound it. Madden has it, being guarded by Ledford. Wisely gives it up to Ambrose. Nick with a nice little move to the left hand, now drives, kicks it to Balzer, who misses the shot. Wright comes up with the rebound for Finneytown, quickly down the floor to Ledford. Pulls up on Teddy Balzer, and Dan Medford with a nice shot. The senior shoots it over the taller Balzer and leads back up to 6. Ambrose with it at the top of the key. We've got a whistle down low. Looks like they've got a foul on Finneytown. Jabari Wright with the push. The Braves will get the ball underneath. Trailing by 6. Race will inbound. Looks inside, ball gets knocked away, and it's picked up by Dawson. Dawson to Canada. Canada drives, dishes it off. Strong move inside. Jabari Wright finishes, and the lead is quickly back up to 8. 47-39. The Braves with the run, answered by the Wildcats. 4 points now for Wright. Finneytown and a man-to-man. Braves running their motion offense. Nice feed. Taylor Risk. Ted Balzer inside. Ted puts it in. 8 second half points, but Finneytown with it quickly down the other end. The shot's no good, but Wright is there to follow. The lead's back up to 8. We're at the 4-minute mark in the third quarter. Reneker has it on the wing. Balzer steps out at the high post, back out to Reneker. Little fade by Ambrose, who looks at 3, doesn't fall. Madden with the rebound, and he draws a foul. The Braves have done a good job in getting their hands on the ball offensively, on the live ball, at the rim. Not always coming down with the offensive rebounds, but keeping it alive. And on the defensive end, they've done a much better job rebounding, boxing their man out, holding Finneytown to 1 shot per possession. Matt Griggs has checked in for Nick Ambrose, and Matt has the ball at the top, being defended by Leary. Kicks it out to Bonekemper, looks at 3. Instead he drives, no good. Nwamu with a nice defensive play, takes it back the other way for the Braves. Works the right hand, stops, and throws it away. Medford now with it. Driving on Nwamu, and Ani fouls him on the drive. Thought he had a clean block that time. Nice defensive play, though, again. Make him earn it from the free throw line. Ani's had a couple of fouls where he's gone right after the man going to the basket. Perfectly clean basketball. The object, make them earn it from the free throw line, and Medford misses the first shot. Second shot on its way and in. 50-49 now, 3:20 left to play in the third quarter. Wildcats have withstood the Brave run. The Braves cut it to 2 early in the third quarter. We've got some zone pressure now by Finneytown. They've trapped Matt Griggs, and they've forced Matt to travel, and the ball will get turned back over to Finneytown. Nice call by Coach Meyer. The Braves not ready for that one. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 3:16 to play. Wildcats lead the Braves 50 to 41. The Indian Hill Television Network production crew for tonight's game are Mr. Dennis Stubbs, producer, Brad McKee, the director, graphics by Alex Vigran, Paul Cassidy on audio, Janie Lovett on camera, Jim Gia, the camera, Rashal Wanagasoria on camera. And I'm Jim Prue announcing this game. The keys coming out of the second half, number 1, get Ted Balzer and Nick Ambrose on track. And Ted has answered the bell with 8 quick points. Nick is always solid defensively. You can't rely on Nick to score a lot of points. He does so many other things well. But Nick and Ted both on the bench right now. The Braves back in their zone. Nwamu with the point of that zone. Ani has played some good minutes tonight for the Braves. Leary at the top. Finneytown showing some patience. Dawson from the high post beyond the high post, knocks down a three. That was a tough shot. I think Indian Hill would be happy to see Finneytown take that shot all night, but this one happened to fall. Dawson with the three now. Stretches the lead to 12. Bonekemper now with it. To Griggs at the top. Finneytown playing man-to-man. Although the pressure is not what it was early in the game. They're protecting those drive lines, keeping Indian Hill out. Bonekemper with the dribble, kicks it out to Griggs. Nice help defense by Finneytown. No penetration. And that draws the walk. Finneytown is not going to give up that penetration, not with this type of man-to-man defense. And the Braves may be looking to shoot the three next time down. They shot it well, particularly against the zone defense that Finneytown showed in the first half. Here's a big stop for the Braves now. They've extended that defense. Griggs picks it up in the backcourt. Canada now with it on the wing. Yeah, Braves now into man-to-man. Canada with it, ball gets knocked away. Canada back with it, being guarded by Fiore. Jabari Wright has it, back to Canada. Fiore, a lot of pressure on top of that defense. This is Dawson again from three, no good. Looks like Ani Nwamu got a hand on that. Ball goes out of bounds, and it looks like it goes back to Finneytown. Patrick Dawson looks as though he's happy to shoot that three-point shot. Kind of an unorthodox form, but he's knocked down a couple tonight. Ball is kicked out of bounds. Goes back to Finneytown. 1:48 to play in the third quarter. Finneytown leads 53-41 over the Indian Hill Braves. Leary from three over Fiore, drops it in. Nice shot by Marcus Leary, the junior guard. And the lead's now up to 15. Griggs with it, kicks it out to Balzer. From the corner, back out to Griggs. Inside, Ted turns that right shoulder. We've got a blocking foul on the floor. Shot will not count. Instead, the Braves will get the ball underneath. It's nice to see Ted get more involved in the offense. Nwamu inbounds the ball to Fiore. Back to Griggs. Griggs to Nwamu. The Braves set their offense. Motion offense against this man-to-man defense. Nwamu dribbling the ball, gets knocked out of bounds, and it will go to Finneytown. Indian Hill doing a lot of dribbling against this man-to-man defense. And now we've got a change on the call, and they've corrected it, and it will go back to Indian Hill. Nice job by the officials. Two officials right there on the sidelines. Clearly made the right call. Jabari Wright checks back in for Finneytown. Griggs, Fiore, Reneker, Bonekemper, and Balzer for Indian Hill. Fiore has it right now. Joe looks to drive, kicks it out to Balzer. Teddy shoots from about 18, a little fall away. It's no good. Finneytown with the rebound. Not a lot of patience that time by the Braves. I'm sure Coach Moss would like to see Ted get a better shot than that. We have a whistle and a foul underneath now on Indian Hill. We're inside of 1 minute to play. 58 seconds. 58 seconds to play in the third quarter. Finneytown leads Indian Hill 56-41. Nice inbound play to Weiss, who puts it in, and the lead is now up to 17. Indian Hill had cut it to 3 coming out of the locker room. Looked like they were ready to take over this game, but Finneytown coolly withstood that charge, and since then has run away with this. This shot comes up short. Leary wisely pulls it back, and with 34 seconds to play, Finneytown will go for one shot. Canada has it against this zone defense. Back to Leary. 20 seconds to play. Canada looks at a 3. Passes it back out to Leary. Little penetration. Nice pass inside. Weiss has it back out to Leary. And Leary walks. With 8 seconds to play, The Braves can salvage this quarter with a basket. We'll see what Finneytown comes out in. It looks like just a full court man-to-man. Griggs has it now, 5 seconds, stops from the three-point line. Ball is partially blocked. And at the end of 3 quarters of play, Finneytown leads the Braves of Indian Hill 58-41. Coverage of Brave basketball on the Indian Hill Television Network wouldn't be possible without the generous support of the Indian Hill Boosters, the PTO, and the ICRC. Their grants have provided us with the equipment to bring Indian Hill sports off of the field or gym and into the community. We appreciate all that they've done to develop our television programming. Let us know what you think of the Braves basketball on the Indian Hill Television Network by calling our viewer feedback phone at 272-4590. 272-4590. Phone lines are open 24 hours a day, so give us a call and tell us how we're doing. Once again, that's 272-4590. I've been impressed by the poise shown by Finneytown in a hostile environment on the road. They saw a substantial halftime lead whittle down to 2 early in the third quarter. Just as it looked as though the wheels were going to come off, Finneytown made some defensive plays and answered with 15, 17 unanswered points to extend that lead back to 17. And the Braves have their work cut out for them now with 1 quarter to play. Here's a drive, and Sean Madden stops that drive, does a nice job, and forces the walk. And the ball goes back to Indian Hill. Every possession is crucial for the Braves at this point. Full court pressure by Finneytown. Risk has it to Ambrose, being defended by Patrick Dawson. Size mismatch there. Ambrose at the top. Man-to-man, there's your pressure man-to-man now by Finneytown. This is how they started the ball game. Nwamu with it on the top. He's stuck with it. The count is on, and there's a 5-second call. Ani found himself stuck 30 feet from the basket. No man's land, and Finneytown is too good a defensive team to allow a player to get away with that. We've got a 30-second timeout now called by Coach Moss. That's a coaching timeout, and it's still a young, Brave team. There have certainly been strides made over the holiday, over the break, but it's still a young group, and it's obvious both teams are actually trying to fill out their lineups, experimenting with different combinations just to see what works offensively, what works defensively. We've seen the Braves play man, we've seen the Braves play zone, some full court defense, some half court defense. We've seen different players in and out, and that's been the challenge that Coach Moss has faced all season, is just what group is going to come forward and lead this Brave team. Unfortunately tonight, Kramer Hendricks and John Von Dalen, 2 players in that rotation, are unavailable. And that's made a difference, especially in the second half tonight. Nice defensive stand by the Braves. Let's see if we can answer with the basket on the other end. Man-to-man defense again by Finneytown. Braves running their motion. Ambrose with a little follow-away, missed it, tipped by Nwamu, no good. And Dawson with the rebound. Check that, Weiss with the rebound. This is Jabari Wright, jumper no good. Nwamu with it, Ani takes it coast to coast. Feeds Rixey, but the ball is blocked. Weiss with the block. Indian Hill will retain possession underneath. Quint Rixey into the game for Ted Balzer. He'll be playing down low, being defended closely by Sean Perkins, the senior. It's interesting to see the matchups defensively. We've got Weiss defending Ambrose unless there was a switch on a screen. The smaller Perkins was on Rixey in that possession. We'll see what happens. A couple of substitutions now for Finneytown. Steve Tyndall, the senior guard, back into the game. That ball was off of a Brave. It looked like the pass went to Ani Nwamu. Wasn't able to control it. Goes out of bounds, and the same thing happens right back again. Tyndall can't control that pass. It rolls out of bounds, and let's see who gets it. Looks like Finneytown ball on the side. 6:15 to play, 58-41. Finneytown over the Braves. Von Weiss, the junior forward for Finneytown, now with 14 points. Patrick Dawson with 10, leading the way for Finneytown. Braves pressure man-to-man defense. This is Medford for 3. He's a good shooter. Doesn't knock this one down, though. Gets the loose ball, makes a nice pass inside, and a nice finish by Weiss. That was a nice little play by Dan Medford. And the lead is now 19. Balser inside, little hook with the right hand goes in. There have been some positives tonight for the Braves, and Ted's offensive showing in this second half is certainly encouraging. Ted needs to be a little bit more assertive on this team. He's going to be one of the leaders, and he's a whale of a player. Ted takes it strong to the hole with the right hand and puts it in. Cuts the lead to 15 now as we approach the 5-minute mark. And we've got a timeout called by Coach Miner. Not real happy with the performance of his team over the last couple minutes. The Braves have been able to cut the 19-point lead down to 15 rather. The Braves will be off to Purcell Marion tomorrow night to face a non-league opponent. That'll be another test. The Braves have been tested early on this year with their schedule. But that's how you get better. And the important thing is how they finish the season. And even should they lose tonight, their CHL record will be 3-2, respectable, and it certainly puts them in a position to finish in the top 2 or 3. And you never know. Bring Wyoming into this gym and see what happens. The league is so closely bunched after the favorite Wyoming that anything can happen, but you sure would like to take these home games. And the Braves have now dropped home games to Deer Park and Finneytown, which means they'll need to go on the road and make some noise. But with a young team, anything can happen. Finneytown now with it. Nice drive and dish. We've got a foul, and it looked like Joe Fiore took the charge on that play. Nice play by Joe. Joe's been a spark plug off the bench. Another good sign tonight. Ani Nwamu has played well. It's just a matter of bringing it all together. The pieces are there. And with Kramer Hendricks and John Von Dalen, this is a much better team. Hopefully they'll be back with the Braves soon. In the meantime, the Braves see a little pressure by Finneytown. 4:57 left to play. 60-45, Finneytown leads Indian Hill. Raysk inbounding the ball to Fiore. Joey brings it up himself, gets it to Griggs in the middle of the floor. Off to Nwamu. Nice little transition game there by the Braves. Ani drew the foul inside. Anytime you can get the ball to the point guard in the middle of the floor in transition, that's a good thing. And with a guy like Matt who can distribute the basketball, it's fun for the big guys. It gets those big guys running the floor because they know they're going to see it when they get to the basket. Ani misses the first free throw. Ani with 4 points tonight, but he's done a lot of things away from the ball. Got his hands on a lot of rebounds, made some defensive plays, a couple of good fouls. It's good to see Ani step up and show what he can do. Second shot goes in. That's 5 points tonight for Ani Nwamu. Braves cut the lead to 14. We're at the 4:51 mark. You know, we've got a foul on Joe Fiore in the backcourt. That'll be the 4th team foul on the Braves. We've seen leads of more than 14 disappear in this gym in the last several weeks, so you never know what can happen. And I believe that's why Coach Miner called that last timeout, just to remind his players that there's a lot of basketball left to play in this game. 14-point lead on the road. And we've got a foul on Taylor Rask on the sideline. That'll be team foul number 5 on the Braves. Canada will inbound on the side. And that shot's no good. Nwamu tried to pull the rebound down, but he was falling out of bounds. So the ball will go back to Finneytown. With the defensive stop here, the Braves could cut into this 14-point lead, and who knows? But that's not going to happen. Jabari Wright with an easy basket off the inbound play. And the lead's back up to 16. Fiore now with it. Canada on the floor makes a play for the ball. We've got a whistle, and did he tie him up? Ball goes back to Indian Hill. Joe Reneker checks back in, as does Ted Balzer. Joe Fiore, Matt Griggs, and Taylor Rask in for the Braves. Fiore for 3, outside of the arc, no good. Reneker with a strong offensive rebound. Joe goes up and draws the foul. The Braves have done a good job of getting their hands on the rebound, whether it be defense or offense. And you have to think with Kramer Hendricks back in the lineup, John Von Dalen back in the lineup, the rebound will continue to improve. And that was really the glaring weakness in the first few games of the season. And hopefully those two guys will help an already improved rebounding team. Leads back to 14 as Reneker puts the 2 free throws down. Braves trying to press. Leary lays it up, rolls around, no good, and the Braves with a rebound. We can cut it to 12 here. Griggs makes a little stutter step at the foul line. As he takes it in, he's called for the walk. And the ball will go back to Finneytown. 14-point lead, 62-48, 4:05 to play. Leary with it again. Takes it to the rim. This time he misses the stick back, no good. And on the follow, Wright is fouled. Indian Hill is, or Finneytown rather, no, Indian Hill is showing some aggressive full court pressure. Finneytown is answering by attacking the rim, which is the way to do it. 4 minutes, a lot of basketball. You don't want to get passive now. You know, they're not up by 14 by being passive. They're an aggressive team. They attack the rim. They attack you defensively. And they're not about to change that with 4 minutes to play in the game and a 14-point lead. First free throw's no good. They have not done well from the line. And if Indian Hill continues to foul, this could get interesting. Second free throw is no good. Rask with the ball. Let's see what happens. Fiore drives, pulls up, gets it to Reneker. Back out to Rask from 3, and Taylor knocks it down. 62-51. Lead is down to 11. 3:40 to play. Fourth quarter. Braves in a full court man. Finneytown clears the floor. Oh, here comes a little run and jump trap. They're trying to get Finneytown out of their element. But the Wildcats do a nice job pulling it out. And as I say that, Canada throws it away. Ambrose has the ball. Back out to Balzer from 3, no good. Well, that would have been a big basket for Indian Hill, and Ted can make that shot. Not a bad shot for Ted. Lead still 11. Finneytown with it across the timeline. This is Dawson, drives, puts it up, no good, and Fiore with the rebound. Here comes Ambrose. Nick on the left side, puts it up, no good. Balls are there for the follow. And they call him for offensive goaltending. I think Ted hit the ball while it was on the rim. No quit in this Braves team. And if they could just get this thing inside 10, the way Finneytown has struggled from the free throw line, You never know what can happen. There's a timeout called on the floor. The way Dean Smith taught it years ago, it's quite effective. The Braves again come out in full court man. Medford having trouble with it, but he finds Dawson now, who wisely pulls it out. Braves matching up in a pressure man-to-man defense. Medford with it, back out to Dawson. Gets it to Leary. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it'll go to Indian Hill. 2:38 to play, 11-point lead. Braves have it back. Balser on the floor with Risk, Griggs, Fiore. Risk now checks out. Reneker and Ambrose on the floor for Indian Hill. 2:30 to play. Griggs has it, being guarded by Medford. Braves running their motion offense. Finneytown man-to-man. Griggs drives, kicks it out to Reneker for three. No good, and the rebound goes to Finneytown. Dawson with it, almost throws it away. Then Medford almost walks, but he draws the foul. The Braves, still a lot of basketball. I know 2:22 left. Doesn't sound like a lot, but you know, you can make a play for the ball in the backcourt. If you don't get it, then you can foul them in the front court. Medford will go to the line shooting the bonus. Now, he missed his last two free throws. And he misses the third. The ball tipped around, and Matt Griggs has it. Takes it up himself with the right hand, and he draws the block. Matt Griggs will go to the line with two shots. And with 2:16 to play, Matt Griggs will try to cut into this 11-point lead. The Braves will not go away. And Matt Griggs will go to the line shooting the 1-and-1. Ted Balser leads all scorers now tonight with 21 points. The first free throw rolls in. 62-52, 2:16 left to play. Matt will get a second shot. And if he makes this, we're sure to see some more pressure by the Braves. Second shot is good. Lead is down to 9. Finneytown having trouble inbounding the ball. Just get it in. Leary now drives. He turns it over, and Balser has it. Braves with it back. Griggs has it in the middle of the floor to Reneker for three, and it's not quite. Rolls out. Griggs with the loose ball, though, to Balser. Ted puts it up, no good. Loose ball. Ted with it again. Drops it in. 62-55. Minute 50 to play. Lead down to 7. Finneytown with it quickly down across the timeline. Dawson has it, being guarded by Balser. Dawson drives, pulls up, and knocks it down. Wow. Tough shot by Patrick Dawson. He knocks it down, and the lead's back up to 9. Griggs now drives with the right hand. Won't get it to fall. And he fouls on the rebound, and Finneytown will walk down to the other end and shoot the bonus. Boy, that was a money shot by Patrick Dawson. Kind of shot it on the run, pulled up, and knocked it down. He's put in quite a performance tonight. He is not afraid to put that ball up. That could be the shot of the night. Medford hits the first. Now, he had missed 4 in a row prior to this. But he knocks down the first. That will extend the lead to 10. 65-55. We're at a minute 31 to play. Second shot is good. Lead is back to 11. Medford checks out. Canada checks back in. Let's see what Finneytown does defensively. Again, they've got Dawson defending Ambrose on the point. Fiore tries it from 3. Quick release, and Joe knocks it down. We've also got a foul on the shot. The shot will count. There's a foul inside on Finneytown. The first. 66-59, 7-point lead. And Ted will have a second shot. And again, if he makes this, we'll see what the Braves come out with defensively. Both shots go. Ted now with 23. We've got a timeout called by Indian Hill, and we have a 6-point ball game with 1:25 left to play. 66-55 Finneytown over Indian Hill. Well, you have to be impressed with the tenacity of the Braves. Down 14 to start the quarter. They chipped away, got it inside 10, took advantage of Finneytown's inability to make free throws, and they've got this thing down to 6. It'll be interesting to see how both coaches come out of this timeout. The pressure has really given Finneytown trouble. Initially, they had a lot of luck attacking it. Indian Hill has done a better job dropping back. And they've been more aggressive. They're playing with confidence. They finally realized they could win this game. And they've got a bounce in their step. And win or lose, it's encouraging to see the comeback. But boy, it would be nice to come away with a win in this one. We're down 6 with 1:25 to play. Full court denial pressure now. Finneytown throws it away. Canada runs the baseline, throws it away, trying to go to Tyndall. And the Braves get the ball back at 1:25. Reneker will be inbounding. Reneker, Balzer, Griggs, Ambrose, and Fiore on the floor for Indian Hill. Tyndall out of the game now. Perkins in. Ambrose has it at the top, and we'll see what the Braves can do. Plenty of time, 1:22. Braves running their motion. Finneytown in their man-to-man defense. Reneker, Griggs at the top. Ball's kicked away. Balser has it inside, right-handed hook. No good, and the rebound by Perkins, and Perkins draws the foul. Boy, Joe Reneker had position there. Just couldn't quite come down with the defensive rebound, and will walk to the other end and see what happens. Ted had a good shot, just wouldn't fall. And with 1:08 to play, 2 big free throws for the senior Sean Perkins. Hasn't played a great deal tonight. We'll see how he handles this pressure. The crowd on its feet. First shot is good. Well, they've made them when they've counted, and the last 3 have gone down for Finneytown. The lead is now 7, 67-60. It's now a 3-possession game. And the second one rolls in, 69-60 with 1:08. Ambrose with it quickly up the floor, being defended by Canada. Tries to throw it across court to Reneker. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll go back to Finneytown. Unfortunate chain of events for Indian Hill, as Tyndall checks back in for Finneytown. The Braves will be putting the Wildcats back on the free throw line, no doubt. They may make a quick play for the ball, but they need 3 possessions to pull this one off. Tyndall has it, and he's fouled by Matt Griggs. We're just inside a minute now, 59.6 seconds to play. And with a 68-60 lead, Finneytown goes back to the free throw line. Finneytown is in the double bonus from here on out. So Tyndall will be shooting 2. Steve Tyndall, the 5'10 senior, eyes the rim and drops the first one. 69-60. Tyndall eyes the second. It's up and nothing but net. And the lead is now 70-60. Finneytown is content dropping back and playing some half court. Now, here we go, half court man-to-man. Ambrose has it. Griggs from long range 3, no good. Loose ball, Finneytown has it. He's tied up by Joe Fiore. And with the alternate possession, Finneytown will regain possession. Well, that thing came from 25 feet out. Almost bounced off the rim and over the backboard. Finneytown will have it, and we'll surely see another quick foul by Indian Hill. Coach Moss has gone with the quicker lineup in these last couple of minutes. Ball knocked out of bounds. Canada will be inbounding it at half court now. Let's see if they look at something long. An easy basket, sure enough. Dawson has it. Looks to draw the foul, doesn't. Misses his shot, but Weiss is there to follow. The lead's now up to 12. We're inside 40 seconds. Balser drives strong with the left. Puts it in. That's 25 now for Ted Balser. And with 30 seconds to go, Finneytown draws another foul. The Braves made a game of it. They got it down within 6, I believe, in this fourth quarter. 4 or 6. But Finneytown has since stretched the lead back to 10. They're on the line now shooting the double bonus with 32.6 seconds left to play. First shot is good. Once again, the Braves will travel to Purcell in a non-league contest tomorrow night. What promises to be a good matchup. Free throws go, and it's a 74-62 lead now for Finneytown. 30 seconds to play. Ambrose with it across the timeline. Balser from 3, short. Ball out of bounds, and it will stay with Indian Hill. 24 seconds to play. If you've joined us late, Kramer, Hendricks, John Von Dalen not available tonight. The Braves somewhat shorthanded. Here's Fiore with a long-range 3, no good. And there's a foul on Reneker as Weiss will go to the free throw line. Weiss with 18 of his own. Dawson with 12 to lead Finneytown. 19.8 seconds to play, 74-62 the score. With this loss, the Braves will drop to 3-2 in the CHL. 3-7 overall. First shot is good, 75-62. Weiss eyes the second shot, and he goes in. We've got some subs now for Finneytown. Medford and Tyndall back into the game. And with 19.8 to go and a 14-point lead, it looks pretty secure now for Finneytown. Ambrose looks at 3, thinks better of it, back out to Fiore. Ball gets knocked out of bounds, and it will go to Indian Hill underneath. Joe Reneker will inbound. Matt Griggs with the ball, drives, pulls from the short corner, drops it in. Nice little runner by Matt. And with 1 second to play, Finneytown runs out the clock. And the Wildcats hold on for a final score of 76-64. Exclusive coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network has been a copyrighted presentation of the Indian Hill Television Network in association with the ICRC. For our producer, Mr. Dennis Dupps, director Brad McKee, and our entire crew, I'm Jim Prue saying goodnight from Indian Hill High School, where your final score is Finneytown over Indian Hill. So long, everyone.